Hi, welcome to Info Dumpies. My name's Brianne. I'm autistic, I have ADHD, my pronouns are she, her, and in Spanish, we don't say I love you. We say me encanta chupar el bicho, and I think that's beautiful.
I don't actually know what that means.
It means I love you.
Oh, I love you too. I'm Violet. I have ADHD. My pronouns are she, her, and I have a special message for you, Brianne. Brooby uba nooby, ubis thubi, boobis gooberl, frubiubend, ubi lubovubi, uboboo.
Some about my boobs.
No, actually, it's not.
Some about my boobs.
It's so.
Some about your boobs.
That was an example of something called Ubbie Dubbie, which it does kind of make it sound like you're talking about boobs, but it's a language game. That's essentially what I want to talk about today is language games and Argots, which are a kind of language game.
I'm hard as a rock already. Let's roll.
Yeah, I knew you would be. I love you and your linguistic tendencies. Philosopher Ludwig Wittgenstein said in his 1953 book Philosophical Investigations that the speaking of language is part of an activity or a form of life which he called a language game. What we do when we speak and participate in a language is a game. It's a language game. Because in any game, we learn the basic rules, but it is only by practicing and participating in the game that we learn how to play. Wittgenstein proposes that language is the same as a game in that regard. There are rules, but the rules are not all-encompassing, and we can know the rules but still not know how to truly speak the language. It is by playing the language game that we learn the language.
I think the opposite's really correct, too, where we can know the language and not consciously know the rules that we're using, which is something I discovered getting my degree. There are a lot of times where something about how the English language works was revealed to me. And I was like, holy shit, I do that without thinking about it. Yeah. I'm not actually conscious of this thing I'm doing. It's been programmed into my brain because at my tender age of being taught English, I just program the rules.
Today, we're going to learn the rules of a bunch of languages. And we're not going to be like fluent in the languages by any means at the end of this. But it's really up to you, dear listener, if you'd like to take the step of playing the games that we discussed the rules of today. First, let's define some terms. The first thing I want to define is jargon. Jargon consists of highly technical vocabulary used to eliminate ambiguity when discussing specialized subjects, or in some cases just to make it faster. Outsiders of the profession generally will not understand it, but the primary goal is speed and accuracy, but not necessarily secrecy, which is part of the difference when we get into Argots and language games. The next thing I want to talk about is slang. While jargon is building on professional knowledge, slang is informal vocabulary used by social or cultural or sometimes generational groups to build identity and make communication more playful and vivid. It isn't intended, again, to obscure or hide its meaning. Instead, it creates a sense of peer connection that is constantly evolving. 6'7", for example. 6'7".
There's a really interesting phenomenon of how those things die when it expands beyond the intended group, and that's how that slang dies. Now that we know what it is, the kids don't give a shit anymore.
Exactly. We're slang mogging them.
Yeah, which if you wonder where most slang comes from, it's either black culture or the incel side of the internet.
Yeah, honestly, a new term that I just learned while doing research for this episode, which I very much like, which is choppelganger, which means
that's good.
A less attractive version of something or someone else.
Oh, that's a good one. Oh, that's good.
Choppelganger is so good, right?
Listen, okay, so one of the markers of whether or not a piece of slang will stay around is if it fills a need in the language that nothing else we already have in use fills.
Yes.
I can't think of something that fills what choppelganger does.
Yeah, like the closest I can think of would just be inferior, but that doesn't quite work.
It doesn't quite cut it. No, that's good.
The next thing I want to talk about and define is a language game in linguistics terms. So not the philosophical term in which I started, but the linguistic side of it. And actually, before I do that, do you know the definition of a language game linguistically?
Definition of it? No.
Okay, cool. That's totally fine. I wasn't
We
sure how much
We didn't spend a hell of a lot of time on those.
Yeah, that's totally fair. A language game is a simple rule applied to standard words in a known language to make them incomprehensible to the untrained ear, even those that may be fluent in the base language. For example, Pig Latin, adding a to the end of words and moving the first mora of the word.
Oh,
Yeah, which is
look
the
at
first
you.
the first sound, smallest unit of sound in a word. I fucked it up. I did it bad. The linguistics is the first mora is moved to the end unless there's a vowel at the start. But we'll get into the rules of Pig Latin here in just a bit. An argot is something a little bit different than a language game, or rather more specific. Argots are specific to tight-knit groups like circus performers, restaurant workers, or in a lot of cases, oppressed people who can't speak freely without risk of, some horrible thing happening to them. Unlike jargon, its purpose is to deliberately obscure what is being said so that the people in the know can communicate freely and the outsiders have no idea what they're saying, or in some cases that they're even saying a language based on the base language. Some of these are so obscure, it's hard to tell that there's any base in English.
I didn't know what Ubbie Dubbie was.
Oh, you're gonna learn. What I would like to do at this point is play a game. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you the rules of a language, and then I will say one of 5 control phrases in that language, and you have to guess which of the control phrases I am saying in that language. Does that make sense? I have just sent you the 5 control phrases. For the viewers, or the listeners rather, I will now say the control phrases. Control phrase A is, "You are the most devious bastard in New York City." Control phrase B is, "I slammed my penis in the car door."
Slam my penis in the car door.
Control phrase C is, "We are enjoying a succulent Chinese meal." And
crime?
D... What is the crime? Get your hands off my penis.
What is the crime?
Yeah, we'll devolve into quotes. I tried to pick things that are very fun to say, just on a base level. For example, control phrase D, "Brianne Leeson is the best podcaster in the world," which is a true fact.
Better than Joe Rogan.
I will brook no dissent on this fact.
Okay, all right.
There is control phrase E, "There is really nothing like a shorn scrotum."
Thank you, Dr. Evil.
A very normal upbringing Dr. Evil had.
Yeah.
In the terms of language games, the most common one in the US, or at least the most well-known, is Pig Latin. To speak Pig Latin, you start with an English phrase, and then, if the word starts with a consonant, you move the first sound, or mora, to the end of the word and add AY. For words starting with vowel sounds, you just add yay, or, if you prefer, way, W-A-Y, to the end. Make sense?
I've never heard it with someone saying way. I've only heard yay.
There's a handful of words where I have heard people say way. It just feels better with some words. I can't think of a good example right now, but it's interchangeable.
Right, anyway,
there's no hard and fast rule on which you choose. So this should be pretty easy. Irathe, Ilire, Isye, Uthingne, Ikle, Aye, Ornshe, Odumskre.
There really is nothing like a shorn scrotum.
Correct. That's 1 point for Brianne Leeson. Good job.
I can do it.
That's 1 point for a shorn scrotum.
Yes.
The next one I want to talk about is Double Talk. Double Talk is a language game similar to Pig Latin, although it's actually a bit less popular in the US. It's still the second most popular language game in the US. It's just not as well known. I didn't actually know about Double Talk before I did research for this episode. So I've heard Double Speak, which is the act of speaking very quickly and using big words to try and confuse somebody, especially
Yeah,
in
but
like a
I've not
business
heard
transaction.
but I've never heard of double talk.
Double talk. Yeah, exactly. And if you try to search double talk, it's really hard to research it because if you search
Because
double
it overlaps
talk,
with double speak. Yeah.
exactly. But double talk is simple. You just add ib into every syllable of every word.
Okay.
Let me see. Which one do I want to pick?
That doesn't work with everything.
There's slightly more in-depth rules to what to do in the situations where it doesn't work, but for the sake of time, it gets weirdly complicated in that regard. So I summarized it as you are adding ib in every syllable.
Yeah, I'm just thinking you run into a syllable that ends with certain vowel, you'll have to add a y to the ib probably to make it work.
I think that kind of happens naturally.
No, I'm talking about like linguistically it happens naturally because there's the vowel there, and saying like Lee ib, son ib, like for my last name doesn't doesn't feel like one word, but if you say Lee ib sonib, Lee ib sonib,
so in some of those cases you do an ob instead of an ib. So, for example, your last name would be Libisaban.
I thought you had ib to the...
I added an ob instead of an ib. So instead of being Libisiban, it would be Libisaban.
Leeson, 2 syllables.
And I'm adding the Libee, Lib-E-San.
Okay, because you just told me you add ib to the end of every syllable, and that is not
just
what you're doing.
Smack in the middle of every syllable.
In the middle?
Yeah.
They don't all have a middle.
If it doesn't have a middle, you go to the right of the middle letter.
But the letters are not the same as sounds. I don't like this one. A letter is not the same as a sound. A letter is not the same as a sound or a phoneme. This one can suck my shorn scrotum. All right, continue. I'm angry at this one already.
It's not very common. I buy sublamed, my buy pabinibus.
Pabinibus? I wonder which sentence this is. Pabinibus?
Ibn thibi sibum kibar dibor.
You slammed your penis in the car door.
Yeah, that's this one is not very obscured, and it's very silly. It doesn't work very well.
It doesn't have like hard and fast enough rules to it.
There's some more explanation of the rules, but it's they're not agreed upon is the thing. So I saw multiple. Yeah. The next one I want to talk about, and by the way, I should say that double talk and Ubbie Dubbie, which is the next one we're going to talk about, both fall into a category of language games called gibberish, which there's many variations of gibberish languages. And gibberish, Argots, I should say, or language games, refers to any one of several similar languages that involves inserting additional sounds into each syllable of a word in some way. So you might just not like gibberish language games, which is totally fair.
No, if it has a consistent rule set, I'm totally fine.
Ubbie Dubbie is more consistent.
Good for Ubbie Dubbie.
So Ubbie Dubbie is a language game, and it was actually popularized by a 1970s TV show called Zoom, if you've ever heard of that.
Something about that's familiar.
Yeah, it was a 1970s show. I never watched it, and I don't see anybody in the cast of it that I recognize. So I don't know. But
okay, so you said 70s TV show.
Mm-hmm.
But
it's a children's show, I should say.
I know, but there's the 90s one that
there was a revival.
I watched. Okay, so it is the same thing. I didn't realize that the Zoom that I watched in the 90s was the same.
Yes.
I didn't realize it was a revival of anything.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. It
had a bangin' theme song.
I've never seen or heard it. I in my research, I just sort of got a very brief reference to it. Zoom apparently had a character that spoke in Ubbie Dubbie. Was there a character that you recall that spoke in like a gibberish language?
I don't recall.
Well, this is what the internet says. So Ubbie Dubbie was used by a character on the show, both in the 70s and again in the 90s. An Ubbie Dubbie works by adding the syllable or the sound ub before each vowel sound in a syllable. Or, as a linguist such as yourself might put it, you insert ub after each syllable onset.
Okay, see? Hey, see? There we
I'm
go.
learning. I'm getting
We have
there.
rules. We have
Now-
rules. After each syllable onset, that's a fucking rule.
Now, the stress falls on the ub of the syllable that is stressed in the original word. So in the word hello,
Okay.
for example, which is stressed on the low, the stress falls
Yes.
on the lub in hubbalubbo. Yeah, hubbalubbo.
Hubbalubbo. Which makes complete... Hey, that's a fucking rule. That's why Ubbie Dubbie is better than double talk. Because there's some fucking hard and fast rules here.
And dear listeners, that might be my poor explanation of double talk. It was hard to research double talk, genuinely. It's so hard because you search it and you just get double speak in both a literal and figurative sense.
Ubbie Dubbie even sounds better. I'm already... Double talk is my enemy. I stan Ubbie Dubbie.
Yeah. I really like Ubbie Dubbie also. It's fun, and I looked up what this thing is doing, what we're doing when we do these gibberish languages, and specifically what Ubbie Dubbie does is something called iterative infixation.
Yeah.
Oh, you
so
knew this.
An infix, do you know what an infix is?
I don't.
So you know what a prefix is?
Yes.
Like in replay, restart,
Be kind, rewind.
Rewind. A suffix is at the end. ed, ing. An infix is exactly what it sounds like and is in the middle of a word. So there are some languages that have a structure where the word changes tense or meaning or person by inserting something in the middle of the word versus the beginning or end. As an English speaker, the only times we really do infixes are for cursing.
Unfucking believable.
Unfucking believable. Fan-fucking-tastic. Yeah. So yeah, it's an infix, an iterative infix, because it's iterations of this infix per syllable. Yeah.
I love that. The language was also featured in a couple other TV series, such as The King of Queens and The Big Bang Theory. And, for example, that use, by the way, would, I think, piss you off because Penny and Amy were using that to converse to counter Sheldon and Leonard's use of Klingon.
It's not the same. Klingon is a fully fleshed out language. That's a conlang.
Right. No,
I know.
That's
a conlang, not an Argot.
Yeah,
they actually learned a language.
It was used in the video game Rayman Origins by a character called the Bubble Dreamer, which I think is very fitting. And since 2019, there's something called the Ubbie Dubbie Festival in Texas, which is an electronic dance music event of some kind. But it was named after the language.
Okay. I like Ubbie Dubbie. Solid Argot here. Solid.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And if you understood the rules of Ubbie Dubbie, feel free to go back to the start of this episode and unravel what I said to Brianne in the intro.
Oh, I certainly will when I'm editing later. Yeah, see, I like this one because it does have, like, distinct, simple enough of rules that you can do it just knowing the rules.
Yes, exactly. All right, time to pick a sentence. Ubu ubari thubi mubost dubivi bubius bubastard. Wait, no, bubastubard uben nubu ubork subidi.
You are the most devious bastard in New York City.
Yep, you are correct. Another point for you. You're 3-0 at this point, which is amazing. I want to talk about kind of a different type of Argot that is not necessarily an iterative infixation like we talked about.
Mm-hmm.
This is something that is called a slang, but it's a bit of a misnomer because it really is more of an Argot. Are you familiar with rhyming slang?
Oh, wait. Oh. Isn't it a thing in the UK?
Yes. It's very Cockney.
I was going to say, wasn't it connected to the Cockney dialect? Okay, I do know what this is. Yes.
Yes. So, rhyming slang is a form of what they call slang word construction, or in this case, it is an Argot in the English language. It's especially prevalent among Cockneys in England and was first used in the early 19th century in the East End of London, hence its alternative name, Cockney Rhyming Slang. So the construction of rhyming slang involves replacing a common word with a phrase of two or more words, the last of which rhymes with the original word. Then, in almost all cases, omitting from the end of the phrase the secondary rhyming word, which is thereafter implied, making the origin and meaning of the phrase elusive to listeners not in the know. If you're going to say telephone, you would first go to dog and bone, so the rhyming slang is dog. If you were going to say Britney Spears, you would use the slang, if you were going to say beers, you would use the slang word Britney Spears, shorten that to Britney's. Gonna go have a couple Britneys with the mates.
Yeah. This is fun.
And you're gonna love this. If you want to look around, what would you say?
Have a butcher's.
You're gonna have a butcher's because you're gonna have a butcher's hook.
Oh, have a look, a butcher's hook.
You're gonna have a butcher's hook around. Let's have a butcher's at that. I finally found where that came from. It took me forever. So yeah, some of these, like, there's no way to guess them. So it's a really good argot in that sense. You just have to be in the know. For example, the slang for teeth is Hampsteads. Would you care to guess why?
I don't know. I feel like I am hampered in this, in that I am not English, and I don't know anything that begins with the word Hampstead and would end with anything else.
Hampstead is a heath in London.
Okay, well...
which rhymes with teeth.
And queef.
And queef. If you were going to say, I want to go down to the pub, you would say, I'm going to go down to the rub, which is a rhyming slang of rub-a-dub-dub. You just take off the a-dub-dub.
It also just rhymes with pub, too, so that one's less good.
That's true. There's actually one here in my list that is the result of a triple rhyme. So there was one word that was rhyme slanged into another word, and then that word was rhyme slanged into another word, and then that word was rhymed into another word.
It's like a rhyming slang turducken.
It is, and it's slang for butt. Arse, specifically.
You have my attention.
Arse was rhymed with bottle and glass in the British glarse, I guess. Ass was rhymed with bottle and glass. Bottle was then rhymed with Aristotle and truncated to eris. Lastly, eris was rhymed with plaster of Paris. So you would say someone's plaster.
Okay.
Gal's got a nice plaster on her.
Thank you.
The slang term for jewelry is tom. Would you guess?
Foolery?
Care to guess? Tomfoolery, yes.
Yeah.
Well, I could have made a game out of this. The slang term for sweetheart is treacle.
Treacle tart?
Treacle tart, yes.
Treacle tart? Yeah. I'm trying to... So I had to go like, pretend you're English. What is treacle again? Oh, molasses.
Let me see. I'll do one more and then we'll jump to the next thing. If you're going to tell someone a lie, you would say you're going to tell a pork or a porky. Have you been telling me porkies?
A pork?
What do British people love to do with meat?
Crimes?
No. They make it into a pie.
Oh,
pork pie.
Okay.
Yeah, I think probably the weirdest one on this list, the slang term for feet is plates, which is short for plates of meat.
Yeah, because I'm talking about plates of meat all the time.
Yeah. Apparently, a plate is a specific cut of beef, apparently. And so they're comparing the feet to like slabs of this meat. It's just the weirdest one.
I don't know. I haven't eaten meat since 2007, so I'm not exactly the right person to ask.
Yeah. Anyway, the next one that I have is much, much simpler. It's called backslang. Would you care to guess what backslang is?
Did you stick it in the back?
No, you're silly. Backslang, you just say the words backwards, but the sentence order is still the same.
Oh, I don't like that one.
You don't
That's
like it?
lazy. That's lazy, and not all of them work backwards.
Yeah, it's a little weird. So the sentence for this one is I demels im sinep ni et rack rude.
I slammed my penis in the car door.
Yeah, now you got it. That one's easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's not difficult. The next one that we're going to get into is very difficult, and deliberately so. Created in the 18th century by enslaved African Americans, Tutnese is an underground language game, or Argot, designed to secretly teach literacy and spelling at a time when, of course, that was strictly forbidden.
I know about this one.
You know about Tutnese?
I know about this. Hey, listen, my degree is in linguistics. My minor is in anthropology, and my focus was in sociolinguistics. So I learned a lot about this and like code talkers in World War II and like
Yeah.
societal and anthropological stuff around it. So yes, I did learn about Tutnese.
Yeah, it's a really, really cool language, and the history behind it, although a lot of it is not really well known because, I mean, for fairly obvious reasons, it was a secret language, right? It was still preserved after emancipation came through, and Tutnese was preserved for like a long, long time as an oral tradition in a lot of families, and even people like Maya Angelou knew Tutnese and passed it down to her family. So the way Tutnese works is it is one of these ones where there's not like one quick rule. You have to memorize some things. In Tutnese, vowels are pronounced normally or pronounced as their letter name, but each consonant is replaced with a different syllable. There is not one necessarily consistent agreement on this. However, there is a journal that I'm sure you've heard of called the American Speech, which is a linguistics journal. 1995, they published a table that details the syllables that replace consonants in Tutnese. So B is bub, C is cut, D is dud, F is fuff, G is gug, H is hash, J is jag, K is cack, L is lull, M is mum, N is none, P is pup, Q is quack, R is rut. However, when spoken before dud, rut is changed to rud with a D. S is sus, T is tut, V is vuv, W is wax, X is EX, so pronounced as it sounds. Y is yak, and Z is zuz.
Can
Now-
I can I interject with something interesting? Why rut changes to rud before a dud? So do a t sound for me.
Tuh,
Now put your hand up to your throat and do a t sound for me.
tuh.
Now do a duh and notice where your mouth is and feel how
Duh.
your throat feels.
Oh.
Duh, duh.
Duh. Duh.
So
Yeah, interesting.
functionally in your mouth, when you do a t and a duh, the only difference is using your vocal cords. Your
Yeah.
tongue is in the same place. So one is
Duh, tuh,
one
duh.
is
Oh, yeah.
voiced. One is what they say. The D is voiced. The T is unvoiced. So it would be hard to go rut, dud. It would be
rut
really
dud.
difficult.
Yeah, you'd have to southernize it and go rut
Rut
dud
dud.
and just take
Rut-
the T off.
Rut,
Rut
dud.
dud.
Yeah. So they're like, okay, it's easier to voice both. So
Rut dud.
interestingly enough, when you whisper, you are not doing any of the voiced sounds. So if I say dog, 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 I'm going tog, really, when you're whispering. Because
Huh.
when you whisper, really, you don't voice anything. A stage whisper is different because you are voicing things in a stage whisper. But yeah,
You're so smart. I love you.
I love you. But anyway, yes. Yes, I want to go look up this breakdown.
Yeah, it's really cool. So the Wikipedia page actually has this, but this was originally posted in American Speech in 1995. Decades later, the author of the original article, I believe, had noticed similarities between the Tutnese and Double Dutch language game, which he claimed to be the third most widely spoken language game in the United States. But he also indicated several differences between two, and Tutnese being another name for Tutnese, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
basically there was another language called Double Dutch, which is very similar, but it has a few key differences. So just another word for the same thing. In Double Dutch, W is wash, X is zuz, Y is yub, Z is zub, R is rug, H is hutch, and C is cash. Tree becomes tutrug squatty. And I took a walk to the park yesterday in Tutnese becomes I tut squatokuk, a wakaluk, a wakalulkuk, tuto tuthashi pubarugkuk. Yep, this is it's hard to pronounce this, genuinely. Ubbie sus tut Ubbie sus tutarug dudda yub. Whew, that last that's a long word.
Yeah.
So this is really, it's inscrutable in a sense, and how to, like, what is actually being said.
That was part of the function. It had
exactly.
To be. Yeah.
And I think if you can guess this one, it's really only through the nature of, the control phrases. What is one of 5 things is being said, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it really, really, really difficult language and really interesting. Bubrutia squar inune lulesqua tesu sonun isus tuthashi bubestustat pupodud kutasus tutarat inan tuthus he waxho rutla dud.
Brianne Leeson is the best podcaster in the world.
You got it right. Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. And the only way that this is detectable in my sense is because the control phrases. You can look the first letter of each sentence.
It's exactly.
Or word.
Yeah.
I mean,
if I didn't have the control phrases, I would have no clue. I wouldn't be able to narrow it down.
I mean, it's hard to pronounce, let alone understand. So, you know how Snoop Dogg used to, at least, put izzle at the end of words a whole bunch? That technically is a language game. So Mizzle Chris Mizzle would be Merry Christmas.
It would be. But not to Snoop Dogg anymore, because he takes that manga money. The betrayal.
What? What's he doing?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no. He's like, oh, I'm just taking jobs. It's not about politics. One love. And then he's like, oh, the Buzz Lightyear movie, I was uncomfortable because one kid had 2 moms. I don't want to see that taking my grandkids to the movies. And people are like, Snoop Dogg, you were in the L Word. You were in the television show The L Word and cashed that check, and now you're saying a kid in the Buzz Lightyear movie having 2 mommies is too much for you? You were a couple episodes, if I recall correctly, on the television show The L Word.
Oh. Well, in that case, Snoop Dogg can go eat tizzle my shizzle. So
yeah. I was disappointed.
That's unfortunate, but thank you for letting me know. There's another language that is really, really interesting that I was struggling to make these into anything that wasn't easily understandable, so I excluded it from the game. But it's called Uwasi, and the rule for Uwasi is really simple, and it's unlike any of the others that I saw. All you do is take the vowel and shift it 1 space to the right. If you imagine a circle of vowels, A, E, I, O, U, A becomes E becomes I becomes O becomes U.
Oh, this one will annoy me. Yeah. Because if it's in a circle, so in linguistics, when we look at vowels in a language, we have a chart that is basically, here is a quick diagram of the human mouth and where the vowel happens in the human mouth.
Wait, sorry, say that again?
Okay, let me show you. You want to look at where the sound is made in a mouth. And this chart that I've shared looks at where in the mouth and how open your mouth is when you are making that vowel sound. So some of these that look like an A, E, I, O, or U are not actually those. This is phonetic alphabet. But what I'm looking at, if I'm going to shift a vowel 1 to the right, my brain is like, in what language? Is it a vowel that's already present in my language? Which vowel are you talking about?
This is based in English, I should say.
But which English? You see what I
That's a
mean?
good question. Yeah.
Like British English has an aw sound that we don't have. Anyway, not to
Yeah,
shit on the whole thing,
it's
but
got me
just
thinking.
saying, yeah, the letters are not the sound.
So there's a website called uasilanguage.online, which talks all about the language, and it calls it the language of the modern age, which I think is quite funny. But there's a whole how-to. There's a guide. You can become an official Uasi speaker. Oh, wait, no. There is another rule I just found here. So related to the vowel shift is the rule that all vowels are pronounced like the Spanish vowels, not the English ones.
Beautiful. Okay.
Yeah. So A is pronounced like the English word for father, ah.
Yeah.
E is pronounced
One,
like eh.
one of the reasons I love Spanish is that the vowels, it is what it is. You got these vowels.
I love that.
This is what they sound like.
Amazing. Now, there are 11 irregular words in Uasi, apparently. Me becomes ma. And it's basically because, I should say, if they were to have their vowels shifted, they would sound strikingly similar to their original English forms. For example, if you were to take me, right, and you replace the E with the I, per the vowel shift rule.
It's me. It's just me,
right,
yeah.
So instead, me becomes ma, she becomes sha, he becomes ha, we becomes wa, be becomes ma, do becomes da, to ta, a becomes ikaku for some reason.
Interesting. But all the other ones have a consistent rule for the irregular.
Yeah, the becomes osi, what becomes ako, and becomes upa.
Upa. Cool. Okay, the Spanish vowel thing answers it for me completely.
Cool. I think Uasi is one of the ones that sounds pretty cool once you, and like it looks like gibberish. So we will walk to the park is wa welkp ta osi perk.
Yeah, now that I know they're using the Spanish vowels and they've said no, these are the vowel sounds you're working with for this language.
Yeah,
my critiques no longer stand. So I was like, what the fuck vowels? There's so many.
I'm sorry.
You saw that chart. There are a lot of fucking vowels.
Yeah, no, there's a lot. I'm glad that I looked it up because otherwise I would have given a wrong impression of Uasi. So if any Uasi speakers out there, I apologize for not including that in my original notes. So the next thing I want to talk about is a language called Egglish, sometimes called egg language or Eggy Peggy. And it is another one of those spoken language gibberish games. And the primary rule is to insert the syllable egg before every vowel sound in a word. So cool. Similar to the other one. But you can get some really funny sounding words in it. So this will be, I think, a quick one.
Also, Eggy Peggy sounds like just shorthand for I got pegged and she made me eggs in the morning. Like, how'd your date go? No. I got the old Eggy Peggy.
Had a little Eggy Peggy, if you know what I mean.
It went well. The Eggy Peggy mean anything to you?
Breggy again, Lord, Ligasigan, I guess the Theggy, Begist, Peg Oddkagaster, to Kicker, Egan Theggy Wegerald.
Brianne Leeson is the best. Brianne Leeson is the best podcaster in the world.
It's true. I'm glad that you agree. Now guess the sentence. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. You got it right. But yeah, so that's Egglish. It sucks to say. I'll be honest.
It's ugly. It's an ugly one.
That might be the one.
That might be the ugliest one today.
Yeah. The last two Argots that I want to talk about are Spanish-speaking Argots. They are not English Argots.
My Spanish is bad. Let's see how I do.
Mine is worse, and I'm going to be pronouncing an Argot of a language that I don't speak, so I'm going to be pronouncing this like Peggy Hill. So,
Escúchame?
Right. So the next one I want to talk about is Jeringonza, also called Jeringozo, is a widespread language game played across Spain and Latin America. It is essentially the Spanish equivalent of Pig Latin.
Oh, cool.
And yeah, you're basically inserting a consonant plus a repeated vowel sound after every syllable to disguise your speech. It is derived from the Old Spanish word jerigonza, which means jargon or gibberish, and the origin of it is largely undocumented because it's been an oral tradition. But modern day children commonly use it as a playful secret code. also for chisme.
Oh, there you go.
Some hot gossip. Yeah. So let me pick my sentence here.
Did you Google Translate one of the 5 ones into Spanish?
I translated them into Spanish, and then I translated them into Jeringonza. Napadapa sepep esquipapagapa apa un escrotopo ipsquilapapdo.
There really is nothing like a shorn scrotum?
God damn, you're good. Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, hell yeah.
How did you know?
Couple words in there that sound like a Spanish equivalent, and then you did un at the end, towards the end of the sentence, and there's only one sentence here that the last part of it ends with the A like that, other than succulent Chinese meal, and then the rest that followed it were not succulent Chinese meal, so.
Yeah, no, you got me there, yeah. Well, the last one that I want to talk about is called Vesri, and Vesri is another one of these language games that comes from Argentina and Uruguay that forms new words based in Spanish by reversing the order of the syllables, Vesre itself being a reversal of reves, meaning reverse. It is pretty straightforward. So I don't have I messed up my notes, and so I don't have the examples on here, but
Well, how about we do my opening sentence of that definitely means I love you and nothing else.
Oh, yeah.
Me
Yeah,
encanta chupar el bicho.
Yeah, yeah. So, me encanta would be me cantaem, and then
The first word
chobi.
me, the first word me doesn't get anything.
You just take, it's one syllable, so nothing happens to it. If it's 2 syllables, you swap the syllables.
Okay, so
if it's
me,
more, you reverse the order of the syllables entirely.
Me cantaen.
Yep.
Parchu
Yeah.
el chobi.
Yeah.
Which
That's Vesri.
Which bicho being chobi is also very funny.
It's very good.
Yeah.
I don't know what it means still, but I love
It says
you.
I love to suck dick.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
But
I chose bicho, which to some people may be going, actually, that means bug, not on the island of Boriken. That means a penis, a mama bicho.
So the last language game that I want to talk about, and this is honestly more of an Argot, really. Have you ever been to a diner and they ordered
Yes.
Adam and Eve on yeah. This is diner slang is the last thing I want to talk
got
about.
to make up my own diner slang in today's lucky winner for a couple of things. It's funny. I don't know if you remember that.
I do remember that. I don't remember exactly what was said, but I do remember that being featured, and I thought of that. So one of the words is Murphy, which means mashed potatoes. It's an Irish name.
Oh, good God.
Yeah.
Okay, sure, diner talk.
Yeah. No, I know. Well, so what I have, the last thing I would like to do, as you're scored 100% so far, I have 10 quick diner phrases, and I want to see if you get these orders right, okay?
All right, let's see.
Adam and Eve on a raft, wreck 'em.
Scrambled eggs on toast?
Yes, you are correct. So it's technically 2 poached eggs.
Two poached eggs scrambled on toast.
Essentially correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Burn one, take it through the garden, and pin a rose on it.
Burn one, take it to the garden, pin a rose on it. Is it like a well done burger with tomato?
You're very close. This is a hamburger with lettuce, tomato, and onion.
Okay.
Take it through the garden means lettuce and tomato, and pin a rose on it. Pin a rose on it means onion for some reason. I genuinely don't know.
Oh.
But lettuce, tomato is the garden.
Interesting.
Yeah. Radio, hold the mayo with a line of Adam's ale.
Radio. Hold
I like
the
this
mayo.
One. This one's a pun.
So what was the full thing? Radio, hold the mayo.
With a line of Adam's ale.
Some kind of sandwich.
This is a really old one. This is from like the 50s. So
okay,
I get it if you don't get this one.
I don't know this one.
Radio is a tuna salad sandwich.
How am I to know that?
Because you tune a radio.
Oh my God.
But yeah, obviously, radio hold the mayo is a tuna salad sandwich on toast without mayonnaise, served with a glass of water, which is Adam's ale.
Okay.
Adam and Eve's beverage of choice.
Because they didn't have beer.
That's an old one. Shit on a shingle and a cup of joe.
Shit on a shingle and a cup of joe. Well, cup
This
of
one
joe
I
is
already
coffee.
knew before I looked it up. Yeah, cup of joe's coffee. That's an easy one. But do you know what the actual definition of shit on a shingle is? Because my parents made what they called shit on a shingle a lot growing up.
Mine did not. Is it something on toast?
Yes, you're correct.
What is the shit?
Shit is chipped beef and milk gravy on
Oh.
toast with a cup of coffee. Yeah,
Oh,
no, it's gross.
no.
When my parents said shit on a shingle, they were typically talking about hamburger helper on toast.
Oh.
So, originally, shit on a shingle was also a term for rations, like the shitty base rations that military people would get. Anyway, bow wow with a side of Frenchman's Delight.
Hot dog with the side of... What are they associating with French people? Mustard or a cigarette?
I think you're overthinking it a little bit. It's a hot dog with a side of French fries.
Oh, French fries. Oh, because they're French fries. Okay.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
a cigarette.
Yeah. Here's another one that I actually quite like. Eve with a lid on, a la mode.
Eve with a lid on. So Adam and Eve is usually eggs.
This is just Eve, though.
I know.
That's
I
critical.
know. That's what's throwing me off.
I'll tell you, it's not egg related. Because remember, it's a la mode, which I think you know what that means.
Apple pie a la mode because it's an apple?
Yes, it is apple pie with a scoop of ice cream on top. It's referencing original sin.
Yeah. Like you want to think about in the diner.
Sweepings on the grill and 2 cacklers.
Is this hash browns?
Yes, hash browns and 2 cacklers.
Sausage?
2 eggs.
2
fried eggs. Yeah.
Cacklers.
A cackler is a fried egg.
So many different terms for eggs in diner speak.
So many. Yeah, honestly. First lady, side of Murphy, make it crash.
So first lady, side of mashed potatoes, make it crash. I don't know. I think it depends on when it happened. For the first lady, is it meatloaf? My heart is telling me it's meatloaf.
No, this one I don't know the origin of it, but it's spare ribs with a side of mashed potatoes and gravy. Make it crash is the gravy, apparently.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really weird. This one is another one that I like.
Oh, first lady, spare rib. Eve was made from Adam's rib.
Oh, I see.
It's
first
not a
lady,
presidential thing,
son.
but
Yeah.
okay. Wow, really weirdly biblical for a lot of diner speak.
Yeah. This one I really like. Jane Mansfield with axle grease and machine oil.
Jane Mansfield with axle grease and machine oil. I'm getting the sense it's something that looks like boobs. I'm getting the sense it's something vaguely breastical.
How would you describe Jane's? Do you know what Jane Mansfield looks like?
Yeah.
She's a beautiful, curvaceous woman.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm stumped.
Jane Mansfield with axle grease and machine oil is a tall stack of pancakes with butter and syrup. Axle grease is butter, machine oil is syrup.
Okay.
Yeah, because she's stacked.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you see why I was like something boob related.
Yeah, honestly, I could see it. Yeah. I mean, it had to do with her general thickness, which is good. Yeah. And then the very last one I have for you, 2 dots and a dash, 86 the Java.
2 dots and a dash. I think that's Morse code. I don't know what 2 dots and a dash is in Morse code.
I actually had this growing up, and my dad called it 2 dots and a dash. At one point, he did.
2 dots and a dash, hold the Java?
Well, we didn't have hold the Java.
No, but I'm asking you, is that what the phrase is?
It's 86 the Java.
86 the Java. Is it like 2 dots of like sugar and something for milk and...
No, not quite. So 86, I know from working in a restaurant.
Oh, yeah. 86, I know. So there is no coffee.
Yeah, we're out of coffee.
Yeah, there is no coffee. I'm trying to figure out 2 dots and a dash. I don't know that one. There is no coffee. That's what I do know.
It's 2 fried eggs and a strip of bacon.
Oh, 2 dots and a dash. Okay. That's
so
cute.
that's diner slang. Yeah. It's not really useful, and it's very silly, and oftentimes the phrase is longer than just saying it.
Yeah.
So, but it sounds cool a lot of the time. So
I
yeah.
love
So
that.
this is language games and Argots, and I had so much fun researching this, and I hope you had
Your
fun
got?
playing the game. Argot, the people's got.
Communism. Our got.
We, he, she, we got. Us got. They
They
got.
got. You plural got.
Are we making an Argot right now?
We should go make an Argot.
That would be fun.
Oh,
Yeah.
we should make an Argot and use it to plan James's birthday in front of them.
Oh, I like that idea a lot. Yeah.
A polycule prank where we're not saying anything mean. We're just saying nice stuff about them and the nice things we're going to do for them.
Yeah. And we could base it on Ubbie Dubbie, which is my favorite.
Yes, we'll base it. Okay.
I don't think we're talking about boobs the whole time.
Probably. I'd like to start by thanking our Patreon supporters like Bonal Senna, Heather Watts, Nana Nussbaum, Jennifer Bosch, Pat Charlene, Bethany, Laura Kramer, Lilith Rain, Janice Weston, Anarchista, Percy, Nunya B, Kate Mishigoose, Kay Genius, Dave Peril, Megan E, Carl Brooks, Natasha Neves, Gus, Lucy, Helen Clifford, Sewing, Sarah, Rachel Rachelson, Fintago, and Randy Lovings. You know the deal. You want to help us out, you can tell other people about the show. If you appreciate that we don't spend 30% of this show giving you advertisements, you can do us a solid by telling other people about the show. We don't take paid ads. We also don't pay for advertising. And my autistic ass cannot handle all of the networking that gets involved in podcasting circles, if we're being real. So you could help a disabled bitch out by promoting the show for me, please. Thank you. If you are in a subreddit, a Discord, if you still happen to be battling through the generative AI-laden fields of Facebook to use an occasional Facebook group, hell, tell them on there. Just tell people about the show. It helps us a ton. We grow entirely by word of mouth, and that is where y'all come in. If you want to help us even further, you can leave a nice rating, leave a nice comment, leave a nice review. Do that on your podcatcher of choice, literally whatever positive interactions your podcatcher of choice supports for podcasts. You help us out by doing those on the Infodumpies page. This gets us more action in their respective algorithms, and we can get shown to people who might like similar shows because you kept our profile on there active and gave it more data. So it's another way to help us out that's not going to cost you any money, and it also helps our show look more active to people who are browsing for shows, which makes them more likely to press play. So that's another way you can help us grow Infodumpies. If you're in a place to help us out monetarily, there's a link to the Mixnomer Patreon page in the show details. It is a Patreon page for everything we do at Mixnomer, everything we have done, everything we are working on. All the stuff we're currently doing. Tiers start at just $1, and you can help support this show. If the show has added value to your life and you'd like to throw a little change our way, for just $1 a month, you can support, for just $1 a month, you can help support the show that you seemingly like because you've listened to the end and you're also listening to the housekeeping section, which either tells me you're really into it or there was a previous housekeeping section where I said, hey, I know you're not listening to this, and then you felt guilty. Either way, thank you for being here. And if you want to hang out with us, you will also find a link to the show's Discord server in the show details. Mixnomer Discord server is tons of fun. This last weekend, Violet did Doodlin' with Violet, and everyone collaboratively did some fun doodles and hung out. Just lots of fun stuff. We have a craft club coming up this weekend. It's really fun. We just hang out, and most people are autistic, and everyone's a certified sweetheart, so it's a great group. So if you want to come hang out with us, you'll find a link to the Discord server in the show details. That's all I've got for you this time, my friends. Until next time, clever sign off.